It's 10 a.m. in the UK, and that means it's time for Blabbing for Britain, and welcome to the show. In fact, I've got to type in now that this is Blabbing for Britain. I could spell blabbering. I just need to correct this. Just give me a second. Just waiting for the team to arrive. And no, I've still not spelt it correctly. Okay, we've got it now. And so I can officially put it up on the screen. Blabbing for Britain and episode 152. And say hello to Corinda and hello to Patricia. And Corinda, welcome to the show. And it's quite a day here in the UK. And everything is going on. This is going to become the Blabbing for Britain Brexit special. The background to this is that 2 years ago there was a vote. People voted and decided to leave the European Union and tasked the government with putting together a divorce agreement so that we could actually leave on friendly terms and not be in control of our own immigration, our own finance, our own laws. And it's been an interesting ride over the last 2 years, and today it's coming to a head. The gentleman who negotiated the deal, Dominic Raab, has just resigned. So if the person who negotiated the deal resigns, what does that mean about the deal? Now, hopefully, in addition to me, you'll have other people discussing the topic today. And I think there is a third option on the table now. Okay, now I'm going to come back. I'm still waiting for people to arrive. I'm just on my Apple TV, so I'm in bed watching you on Apple TV. I'll take that's good, Corinda. Thank you. Right, okay. Now the thing is that because we broadcast at this time of day, our audience is still global though, but majority of our audience is in the UK, and I can see in the lobby. I'm just waiting for a thumbs up, and yeah, I've got a thumbs up. I've got 2 thumbs up. As we say to Mr. John Upton, good morning.
Good morning.
Right, we have sound, we have vision. Studio, we're good. Right, and now we can officially say this is Blabbing for Britain, episode 152. 4 weeks to go. We're going to make it before Christmas, John.
Yeah, quite amazing, really, isn't it? 3 years worth. Although we've been going for 3 years, we have had a couple of little holidays.
We have. We had a break.
When our leader runs off to Germany, but
well, I can't do the show from there. And Corinda,
you know.
Right, I've christened this the Blabbing for Britain Brexit special.
Well, yeah, I mean, I woke up this morning to shock, you know. Mr. What's his name? Raab.
Well, Dominic Raab actually negotiated the deal, didn't he?
And he's gone this morning. I've just...
Yeah. He has disappeared. And Patricia's saying hello to us all. Hello, Patricia. If you're not watching on the Be Life in 5 page, you'll find a link up above, and then you come there, we can actually see your comments. Yeah, the Brexit agreement. Now, as Corinda quite rightly says, for the first time in 2 years, there are now 3 options on the table. And I love the third option, personally. First option is the deal over which Dominic Raab has resigned. The second option is no deal, where we're stuffed, really, plainly speaking. And then the third option is stay in the EU. Now, what do you think about the third option, John?
It's not the third option.
Mrs. May said it yesterday. It's not a guess. It's not even a rumour. Mrs. May said the third option is to stay in the EU.
BBC says there are 4 options.
Oh, the BBC always complicates things. Go on.
leave with no deal, general election, referendum, renegotiate.
Why not just take the heat out of it all and just stay?
Yes, it would be a lot easier. How much have we wasted?
In the deal that Dominic Raab negotiated, we're going to be paying between 40 and 50 billion to be worse off. And
it's just madness, isn't it?
Yeah, and Corinda's saying, why can't we have another election, as you said, it was one of the options, and get a new prime minister? I don't know. It's just.
Who would it be, though? You know, do we really want to change from the Tories? I don't know.
I don't know. I want to say hello, morning to Friar Wade. Thank you for joining us as we are in turmoil in the UK because our Prime Minister is due to address our House of Commons at 10:30 this morning. She has to explain why. Well, we're joined by another, left wing, medium wing. In the wings is
Lord Red.
No, yeah, well, go on then. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning, chaps. Well, it's all going very well, isn't it?
It's a day for a smile, I think. And we say good morning to Friar Wade from Florida. So there we have it. We are international. And good morning to you.
Poll, Friar Wade?
Sorry?
Have they sorted out the final results of the Senate or governor or House polls in Florida?
Right, okay. We have got a question for you, Wade. Has Florida now resolved its recount and voting? Because we're curious as to how, well, it happens in the UK as well.
It's sorting the monster out.
Yeah.
But it's all going very well right here. Right on. Very well here, isn't it?
We're on target to stay in.
Yeah.
It looks like it, yeah, it does. It's weird.
Yeah.
Where's the Tory Lord?
Right, and Wade is saying not that he knows, it hasn't been resolved yet, Stephen. So the count still goes on.
The Tory Lord? Do you mean the Scottish person?
Aye, the wee Scotsman.
Indeed. Right, the big news is we have a Brexit agreement, 500 and odd pages, which was released by the EU, first of all. And some of our MPs don't like it. There was a meeting yesterday, a cabinet meeting, where Theresa May got all the ministers around the table, and 10 of them said, no, that's not going to work. And one by one today, they're all resigning. Well, probably not.
One has.
One of 10's gone. So the Brexit agreement is in fact a disagreement.
But he was the guy who negotiated it.
He was, yeah. After David Davis went, he was brought in to actually.
Esther McVeigh's gone.
Yeah, and we all said, "Who is he?" And we still asking the same question, really.
No, we're not asking that question. We're asking, who was he? Because he's been gone, isn't he?
He might be the next Prime Minister. Don't.
Bring back Kenneth Clarke. That's the answer.
Ken's a good chap. He's doing okay. And Corinda's saying, did you see what Jeremy said yesterday, Theresa? It backfired. Well, she backfired on him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a. Well, we're very good. Do you remember Brian Ricks?
Yeah, back in the day.
This is one that Brian Ricks could have written. This is a farce par excellence.
Yes, the man who kept losing his trousers.
That's right, yes.
But it goes further than that, Stephen, because you remember Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister, and stick a bit of the original House of Cards, the UK version, and then, we won't go across the pond yet. It is completely and utterly that is a complete farce. Remember last week I sort of said, I haven't got a bloody clue what's going to happen. Sounds like they don't either. Are you going to read it's 500 pages, isn't it, this document?
Yeah, well, it's 585, so it's almost 600.
Right. I mean, I mean, somebody's got to read it. Somebody's got to bloody read it. But who?
Well, there's the show on BBC News at the moment, and they did a 10-point précis of it, and it wasn't too enlightening.
This is the thing. I mean, on radio, is it PM yesterday? Yeah, it's PM yesterday with that the new guy. He said he had 100-second overview of the ideas, 3 main phases. It was rubbish. It wasn't an overview at all, because people like me want to know when's that $35 billion payment going to be made? When is the money going to come back into our accounts from, the 35 billion for the NHS and all the other lies? Where's Peter when you need him?
He's hiding. No, not hiding. He'll be on his way, or he's on his bike.
Run out, Peter. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but where's it going to end?
I don't know. Should we do a straw poll?
I'm not sure what Corinda's it was 6,000 means.
Yeah, I've not. That's why I haven't shown it on screen.
Oh, right.
Because I think he was referring to 600. I think he meant 600.
Well, which is 585 plus the 5-page separate document.
Right. So staying with both sides of the Atlantic, where he's saying there are, in answer to your question, Stephen, there are several lawsuits going on before a judge here. And Governor Scott, who's not a fan of the governor, this is nuts. We don't need Russia's help. We have a county here in Florida who can muck things up. Well, we're of the same opinion. We've got a government in the UK that can muck things up. We don't need outside interference at all to get things totally mucked up. And let's just check this. Stephen, let's put in your full screen for a second, because Corinda is saying, is it me or Stephen got a new background? Have you got a new background, sir? Have you moved?
And I'm taking a bit of a risk, because the Wi-Fi's got two walls to go through, so I need to get an extender. I don't know if you can see. Yeah.
Just a minute. We're getting a tour. This is I live here in Stoke.
I want to see the palm trees. Show us
the palm trees. This is your opportunity to actually show us the palm trees.
Here's the window. Oh, we can't tell today. Very, very nice out. It's about 90 degrees today, and they're swaying in the breeze. And the beach, oh yes, it's the beach and the lovely waves crashing against the beach. It's gorgeous in Stoke. It actually is gorgeous in Stoke today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day in Wiltshire as well.
It was fantastic here up until about.
You still got Russian.
You said, Stephen, that that's.
Yeah, Stephen.
About we don't need Russian help, but do you think Mr. Putin would have stood for all this shit? He'd have sorted it out by now.
When you can't
up against the wall and shot him, wouldn't he?
Yeah, when you can't whip your cabinet into, how can you lead? What's the count at the moment on the 1922 committee? I think it's heading towards the 48, isn't it?
Allegedly.
Who knows? See, in Russia, he'd have shot them or sent them somewhere extremely cold. We could have exported them to Scotland, couldn't we?
Yeah, north of Aberdeen.
Or
even far north.
Even that, you see, this draft agreement, the jocks haven't seen it.
No, there isn't a single mention of Scotland in the whole 6,000 pages.
600 pages. There's no Bloody hell.
Scotland isn't mentioned. Ireland is, Northern Ireland is, Southern Ireland is. I mean, let's just run through it as we remember it. We're actually going to stay part in the customs union forever. Is that right?
But does that mean we can't agree trade deals with America and all the rest of them?
Who knows?
I think we don't know. What it does mean is that there's no breakdown in the supply chains for any company in the UK. We're just carrying as we were before.
Yeah, Mr. Speth will be delighted with it, to be honest. Who's the Jaguar Land Rover chairman and chief executive?
Yeah. So business is totally catered for because nothing happens on March 29th. They just carry on.
Nothing never does it. The whole thing is like a waste of paper.
Well, no, because for EU citizens who had the right to work in this country, they are now downgraded, and then you have the right to work, same rights as other people who want to come and work in this country from a different outside the EU.
People.
Yeah. And Friarwade's got to run and get ready for his broadcast, and you can watch Friarwade on Facebook and Twitch, on my Twitch channel too. And thank you for joining us.
We need more than a prayer. A prayer is not exactly going to be enough.
You could make mention of for peace to break out in the UK, if you would, but I'm not holding out too much hope.
And a ship full of long-handled shovels, so we can get rid of all the SH1T that's falling down around us.
Right. You know what's on? Give me a number between 0 and 685.
222.
222. 222.
Oh, you've got it on screen, have you?
Draft Brexit bingo. 200 and what?
85.
Okay, so 285 is the rules of procedure. Now, dispute settlement procedures set out in this title shall be governed by the rules of procedure set out in Part A of the Annex 9, open brackets, rules of procedure. The committee shall keep the functioning of those dispute settlement procedures under It's worse than cricket.
Cricket. Just a minute. Let me give you an update on the cricket.
No!
By popular demand, I won't. Just to say that England are playing Sri Lanka in the second test, and it's all on as even at the moment. Right, now then.
Promise almost immediately, didn't you?
I tell you so now. Give me another page, another random page. This is fun.
16.
If you want to play, everybody's watching the show. If you want to play, we have the document, which is the Brexit agreement, which is 600 pages long. Simply type a number between 1 and 600, and Stephen will click to the page and read it for you.
Page 16, Part 2, Citizens' Rights. Title 1, General Provisions, Article 9, Definitions. For the purposes of this part and without prejudice to Title 3, the following definitions shall apply. Members means the following persons, irrespective. Holy crap, this. Oh, do you want to know the footnote? Directive 2004/38/EC of the Europe. This is amazing. I mean,
yeah, I think I'm going to sleep. It's so boring. It's not true.
685 pages. But the thing is, people have written this.
Well, we've got to keep our civil servants in work, haven't we? You know?
Yeah, instead of doing real work, they're doing this. Where's Peter?
No one knows.
You are amazing. Oh, I've got the one here. Union citizens and United Kingdom nationals shall have the right to reside in the host state under limitations and conditions as set out in Articles 21, 45 or 49 TFEU. The article, open brackets, close brackets, 1 point A, B or C. It's impossible to take this in. It is absolutely impossible to take it in. Oh, well. What happens next, Stephen? Oh, I'm losing you.
Are we going to get on to something exciting like exoplanets, are we, Stephen? And stars?
Oh, good. Yeah. 6 light years away. I can't hear Stephen. Is it me?
He's not saying anything. Oh, no, I can't hear him either. No.
So, John, yeah, they found a planet hanging around a sun 6 light years away from us.
And there might be life on it, might there?
It's 3.5 times the size of the Earth, apparently.
All right.
It's bloody cold. It's not in what you call the Goldilocks zone, but it's like minus 200 degrees, rising to higher.
Going to be their little green men then.
200 degrees below 0 centigrade, not Kelvin. And yeah, but 6 light years, you know, that's only a couple of 100 years away at Mach 2. So, you know, maybe we could get Trump to go there, perhaps. I don't know if you've covered that yet, but because
No, we've left him alone today.
No, we've not. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Good. I refreshed and came back. I'll come back to the agenda, and just whilst we digress from politics for a moment, we've done the planets. Wayne Rooney.
Why?
Why?
Well, he's only coming
right.
The second half, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be given the captain's armband when he joins in the second half.
Why?
Well, because they think more people might actually turn up for an otherwise waste of space football match.
Okay.
So it's a market.
Go all the way to watch England versus the USA.
Right. So it's a marketing play.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Even though I don't like him very much, he has created the odd record or two, hasn't he?
Oh, isn't he?
It's just England's top goal scorer, 120th appearance tonight, things like that.
At the end of the day, I don't really have a problem with it.
No.
It might prove an otherwise boring match.
Okay, now this brought this.
Playing, it will be a different story, of course, because USA are the top team in the world in ladies football.
Yep.
But we won the World Cup.
Right. This brought a smile to my face yesterday when I read it. I don't know. Well, I do know what I can. Claudio Ranieri is going to Fulham.
I think it's excellent. Great choice. Better than Big Sam.
I agree. I mean, the guy is just a genius. Just putting it mildly, he is. And he might be able to sort of bring the Leicester miracle to Fulham. But he's good value wherever he goes.
I was just surprised that they're at the bottom of the league. I mean, I don't take any notice of the Premier now because of obvious reasons. But, oops, you there? Oh,
yeah, we've just got the top of your head missing.
Oh, okay. There we go.
That's better. You're back in.
But I didn't start them at the bottom of the Premier League. That's bloody amazing.
Fulham.
Why do I think it's Tottenham?
He's gone to Fulham anyway. And
given the choice that was around, I think it's, you look at his history, you know, he's done some amazing things.
What screwed up at Tottenham?
Ranieri, is it that matters? It's going to be his coaching team that's going to really matter now. When we don't know who he's bringing in with him, do we?
Oh, yeah. But say Southampton are only 3 points above Fulham. So with any luck, you used to call him Sparky, didn't you, John?
Mickey Hughes. Yeah, well, you know.
Well,
welcome on the south coast. So I can't see him lasting too much longer.
No, actually not working.
Okay, let's move on. Right, now we can go for it. Because Peter's not here as well. Trump's attack on Macron lacked common decency. D'Île-de-France. We lost Stephen now because we're talking about Trump and Macron. hopefully Stephen will come back. That was probably coincidental. Do you think coincidental, John? John's gone quiet.
Next topic. Who wants to talk about the orange monster? I want to talk about him when they get rid of him and impeach him, paint him a different colour, turn him from orange to peach. But it's just got to the point where it's just boring.
Right, okay. Well, what's your take on Christmas television tradition then?
Oh, well, I mean, there's a big break with Christmas television tradition this year, isn't there? No Christmas Doctor Who.
Exactly. We've got the same story, which is good. I've already got it typed in.
It doesn't make any difference because I can't even tell you when I last watched Doctor Who.
You can't. You've not seen the new Who?
Didn't mind it when he had Tom Baker in, but just of late they've been stupidly lunatic. So, and I cannot believe that Doctor Who can be a woman. Okay, but accuse me of sexism, whatever you like, but
okay. Well, there's no right or wrong answer.
We'll have a flipping female James Bond, won't we? And I'm not sure how she become Jamie Bond or what.
We'll have a female prime minister as well.
Oh, we've tried that; doesn't work. Next.
Right. So just to confirm for everybody who's a Whovian, Doctor Who will not be on its normal Christmas slot on Christmas Day. You'll have to wait until New Year's Day, and the tagline is they're looking to get the new year off with a bang. So New Year's Day for Doctor Who next year. Yeah, it is next year, isn't it?
Bang, bang equals BBC words for whimper.
No, the Beeb does some they've done some darn good drama this year. So shout out to the Beeb for getting it right. Okay. I don't know whether Stephen's actually going to come back. So at this stage, we're going to take a commercial break. On the 23rd of November, our good friend Fons Chamberlain has, also known as a Cambridge historian, has a 12-hour charity broadcast. That broadcast will run from 9 a.m. in the morning in the UK to 9 p.m. in the evening in the UK again. It's a 12-hour broadcast with being joined by local radio broadcasting from outside and by people that Fons has gotten to know during his time on radio. And he will bring celebrities onto the show as well. And we are welcome as well, John. In fact, anybody wants to go and broadcast during the day. Sorry?
This is on BeLive TV.
It's sponsored by BeLive.tv. And
it's actually going out through BeLive TV.
It is going out through BeLive.tv. It's three
international class producer managing it.
I volunteered yesterday. Thank you. I did what when you're asked live on air, you've got two choices. That's duck under the table or just say yes. So I said yes. So it will be 3 4-hour shows on the 23rd of November. I'll be sat in the background producing the show. And it's going to be 12 hours full of fun. The main aim, though, is to raise money for charity, for the bladder cancer charity. And there'll be information during the show from the charity itself. And there will be also advice from doctors on how to prevent or at least lessen the chances of bladder cancer through your lifestyle. And it's going to be informative, it's going to be factual, it's going to be poignant, because there will be people who tell their stories of recovery from bladder cancer. So it promises to be quite a day. Fons has done 24-hour broadcast before now, so he's no stranger to it. And when I suggested, even deigned to make the suggestion that he fill it with video so he could take a break, he said nope. He's going to be.
I want to know if we're following him into the loo when he needs to go to the toilet.
Loo cam. I don't know. Yeah, 12 hours is a long time. So there may be a commercial break every so often. I think what he should do is he should actually make an advert, a sort of promotional 5-minute, but he can slot in. Yeah.
But I think here you could introduce voting.
Yeah.
And then he could have 2 different meals, and then we could vote which meal he has to eat.
That's good. That's a good diversion. Yep. Also, on the day, in any of the 3 shows, if you type the word donate, you'll be taken to the Cambridge Historian Messenger bot. You'll be given the opportunity to donate. You'll find out more about bladder cancer, and there'll be resources that will help us all within the bot.
A bot that's going to pick up the word donate and take you.
Yep. And it's going to basically, you type donate in the chat, that takes you off to Messenger. You confirm that you want to be there. Yeah. Then it will show you a link direct to the chat, the Just Giving page. But that's not all. That's the beginning of it, because it will then show you links to the support group for bladder cancer sufferers, links to resources. So it's going to be very informative and very helpful, and tell the story, because the thing is that people are going to tune in during the day and only get part of the story. So if you type donate, you are showing an intention to donate. Doesn't mean you have to, but you'll get all the information, an information pack in actual fact. And a shout out to RJ Redden, who is building the bot with funds that's going to make that happen. So there you are. We've got a combination of BeLive.tv, and I'm getting messages from Brigetti while we're live on air, and Fraser Hayes messaging me too, and you might be watching now. All these messages going in the background, but it's a fusion of BeLive TV live video, funds, and sorry.
Do we know how Fraser is getting on with his eyesight issues?
Just a moment. I think he's slowly improving. Yeah.
He released a picture recently with him with some lenses that were sort of away and hanging off, and I came to the conclusion it was humorous rather than reality. But I might be wrong.
No. I've got all sorts of messages firing off in the background, which I'll catch up with after this live broadcast. Right, anybody want a cricket update? No, I don't think Stephen's coming back. He must have lost either he's lost the will or he's lost the internet, one of the two. And we've not heard from Peter at all today. Let's just see if Peter is actually
alive.
Well, yeah, I'm going to Peter Stewart. He was last seen online an hour ago. So he was live just before this. Yeah, okay. Well, it's unusual for him not to say anything at all. Has to be said. He normally says something, and he's not seen the message, the link message, so he's not checked for that. So we don't know where Stephen is. We'll find out, no doubt, in the after the show. Right, so we've done Doctor Who. Okay, just tell you now, BeLive.tv is broadcasting to Twitch, if you've not already heard. And if you'd like to follow me on there, then I'd be most grateful. And just to say that I'll be live on Twitch with Cheryl Piper at 6 p.m. today. I'm looking forward to that. There's a sort of different feel to being live on Twitch. I don't know why. There's sort of more freedom, because you know that when you're on Facebook, you know that everybody's actually looking at something else, whereas on Twitch you don't get that sort of feeling. There's a totally different vibe there, and it's good that you've been there to help and support.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
If you've got a Prime account, the lesson I learned is to link to Twitch from inside your Amazon account and not try and link it inside Twitch. Twitch defaults to the American Amazon site, not the .co.uk site.
That's good advice. Good advice.
Tell them why they should use Twitch.
Thank you, John. Thank you for the prompt. And I'm off and running and talking about Twitch. Twitch is different from Facebook. First of all, Twitch is open to the world and can be seen by Google And if you broadcast on Twitch and you do your SEO, you can actually turn up quicker in search engines, because Facebook videos are not well Googleable. That's a phrase, isn't it? Major reason, though, is that when we go live on Facebook, it looks good, as it does now, hopefully. And when you watch the replay, it looks good. But if we download the video, then the quality is degraded. And if you repurpose it to YouTube or to Vimeo or to any other site, then the video looks grainy, to say the least. Whereas if you go live on Twitch, you go out in glorious high definition HD. The replay is in high definition, and the download is in high definition. So when you download the video from Twitch and put it onto YouTube, which you can do with just a click of a button, it just works. And it's as good as watching the replay on Twitch itself. And that's something that they've got sorted out. And that's the major reason for actually doing it. Second major reason for actually doing it is that for the first time, you can actually be paid for broadcasting. Trying to qualify to get paid broadcasting on Facebook is, shall we say, difficult. To broadcast on your Facebook page and to get paid for doing so, you have to have 10,000 likes on your page. That's doable, but it's not going to happen for everybody. Whereas it's not complicated on Twitch at all. You broadcast for 8 hours a month. You get 50 people to follow you. You have an average of 3 people watching each show. And that's the fourth condition. I always forget the fourth one, but I forget a different fourth one each time. 4 simple, achievable conditions. Having done that, then people can subscribe to your channel, paying £4.99 a month to support you. And for that, you provide them with premium content, which they can't get anywhere else. And you can do that in a private broadcast or series of private broadcasts. So you do 1 a week, just for people who are actually paying you. So it is an opportunity to actually earn money.
Monetize.
Yeah. And the other thing that I discovered is that the conversation.
I'll bring my monetization thing in afterwards. Go on.
Right. Okay. And the thing is that people can actually. Are you talking about Twitch currency?
No. You.
All right. Okay. Once you're an affiliate, then people can actually, if they're enjoying your show, they can throw coins at you. And those coins are actually worth real money. They've bought them, and they're saying thank you for the show. And I know people who've got just been thrown £4, £5 during the course of a show, and it's real money. And obviously, monetization helps.
Tell the tax man.
Indeed. Right. Over to you, John.
Monetization. You know how difficult it's got to monetize on YouTube. Yeah, you need billions of watches and subscribers, etc. I tried Tuesday. I created a new channel for a client.
Okay, yeah.
But that you can't personalize it now until you've got 100 subscribers.
Oh.
Yeah, so
wow.
Watch out for my missions.
I will.
God, my brain's gone blank. Yes,
that makes it difficult, because that for somebody who's new, that's a mountain to climb, isn't it?
And this particular company is brand new to that environment.
Well, I wish you every success in actually getting there. I know you will.
Watch out on empire.cred for my missions.
I will.
I'll throw a few coins at it to see if we can get somewhere. Right, now, I also noticed on Empire Cred how well your good lady's doing these days. Has she got a regular routine or something that she does to enable her to zoom up the charts?
So can you say that again?
Right. I noticed how well Angelica is doing on empire.cred.
Oh, yeah.
She's rocketed up. She's 14th on the leaderboard for DOSH, basically. And I wonder a way of doing it.
Right. Angelica plays Empire Cred every day. That's 1. 2, she has conversations with people and she follows everything up. So she's built a network on Empire Cred of they've become friends. They then take her missions and go off to her YouTube channel and actually watch the videos and leave comments and likes. So there is a benefit to doing it, but it's one of those things. I mean, when we first started Empire Cred, we used to go there every day. But Angelica's maintained that because it is useful in terms of promoting her YouTube channel and her books and her Udemy courses. So she's getting real benefit from doing it. And it's once and she's got it right, you're actually using it as a form of marketing, yeah, on a friendship level. And that's basically what we're all trying to do, is to network, make friends and help each other.
Yeah, I mean, I still very much see it as a bit of fun. Maybe I should take it more seriously than I do.
I don't. You can only be in so many places. This is what I found since we got involved in live video. I've given my time over to live video, yeah, and that's where I'm headed. That's what I'm doing, and because I've done that, I have the benefits of doing that, and it's been focused, yeah. If you start to go off, and if I go off to Periscope or up to YouTube, you lose focus. You do lose focus. So I'm focused on Facebook and Twitch at the moment. I think 2 is enough to, and by default Twitter, because I'm using Twitter to actually promote what I'm doing. Right, he's had a cup of coffee, and he's now back for round 2 as he sets himself up. And how could he miss out on a day like today? This is the Blabbing for Britain Brexit special, and it couldn't take place without myself, John, and welcome back, Stephen.
Hello, mate. My screen's gone blank.
Hello. Oh,
hello.
There you moved. You've come back to your usual.
Yeah, again, it's the.
It's your Wi-Fi, is it?
We can see you, but you're frozen.
No.
Okay, let's all adopt the same pose.
The thing.
No, right, okay. Stephen's, you've frozen. If you could come back, please. Right, okay. That was a short interlude. Where were we? We were talking about Empire Cred. We were talking about being focused and 100, having to people raising the bar, because it's virtually impossible to actually. Well, it can be done, and Angelica's got her own way of doing it, and it's working, as you say, moving the charts.
Pretty regular basis, and give a thumbs up to a video, and
yeah,
turn the volume up and watch it.
Well, that's how it works. That's how networking works. Okay, now let's go back to politics for a minute. What do you think about diplomacy on Twitter, or not diplomacy, depending which way you look at it? Should Twitter be used for political purposes? Because, I mean, I'm not going to mention names apart from Macron. Macron took to Twitter the other day, and that's brought a silence.
I mean, I use Twitter for clients, you know.
Yeah.
And it can work. You know, I've got a client now who 18 months ago would have a party if he got 800 impressions in a day, and his average number of impressions is 6,000-7,000 a day. And in the last couple of months, he's even had days where he's had 32,000 impressions in a day, and consequently reactions and things to those impressions. Can we measure it? It's very difficult. The only thing is that he said to me yesterday when I went to see him was that a client he hadn't dealt with for about 6 years placed an order yesterday because they saw scrap rings on Twitter. Scrap rings are those things that you put in the surface and clear your plate through, and then it all drops into a sack or something to take it away. And he said that he'd got a client he hadn't dealt with for something like 5 or 6 years back from his the Twitter post we did. So
it works.
Very difficult.
I think it works as well. Going live on Periscope works as well. Welcome back, Stephen.
Hello. Sorry about that. I've just read page 427. Fascinating. You know, I didn't think that there was any murders involved, but there bloody was.
All right, just to prove that we're live. Theresa May, greeted by shouts of resign from some MPs, begins by saying that Brexit will involve difficult choices. She tells MPs that the draft withdrawal agreement concluded yesterday is not the final deal, but a draft treaty. She says the draft political declaration will lead to a more ambitious trade deal than the EU currently has with any other country. And she's getting heckled left, right, and centre.
Well, at the end of the day, she just declared that the piece of paper that they came up with yesterday is worthless.
How much a page do you think it would have cost to write? £1,000?
No, much more.
Well, it's you've got to do it in 28 languages. Don't forget the translation costs. Yeah. It's just magnum opus.
Don't the EU actually pick that one up in that we give it to the EU and they have to circulate?
Yeah, that's mentioned on page 237.
The
costs of printing are being met by.
That's where you disappeared to. It wasn't another cup of tea or coffee.
The bloody MacBook just went.
Right.
I mean, is there I'm not even sure if there's an index on it. You know, so poorly written.
It did feel like you were actually reading the index. Everything refers to a document somewhere else.
Right. Tell you what. Did either of you read Article 50?
Which Article 50 says Article 50 means more or less meaningless.
No, answer the question. Did you read Article 50? Hey?
Don't be ridiculous.
I did.
Read it.
It's about 6 paragraphs.
Yeah.
It really is less than.
50 said it's totally meaningless.
It wasn't meaningless. It just said it's about leave people who want to leave. But it was so open to interpretation that it's crazy. But this thing. So she's in Parliament now, is she?
Yeah, she's still up at 10:30 and she's still talking.
Well, she'd go a bloody day.
It'd be live somewhere.
The pound has gone down, by the way.
Yeah, it's 1.25% down, isn't it?
1.4% so far against the euro.
Worse.
It's a bit like really major times, isn't it, in political history that we're blabbing on about?
Yeah, I mean, this is why this show is the Blabbing for Britain Brexit special.
I like it. Where is he? Do we know?
John?
Sorry,
do we know where Peter is?
No.
No.
Idea. Sorry, I heard you say where is he, but I didn't know whether you were talking to Dominic Raab or.
Right, Peter was active on Messenger an hour ago, but he's not seen the link to the show, so something happened.
Oh, Theresa May! Breaking news: Theresa May. British people want us to get this done.
She's been saying that for 2 years.
Parliament.
It's like the sort of commenting on the Hindenburg or the Titanic thing. You just can't believe what you're seeing.
Well, this is a dramatic 12-hour. Well, it's dramatic time to be actually understand some of what's going on. But this is pivotal because you weren't here, Stephen. There are 4 options on the table. John will give the 4. I'm going to give the 3. 1 is accept this deal. 2 is no deal, and the 3rd option, which she mentioned yesterday, was to remain.
And the 4th was renegotiate.
So that's the first time in 2 years she's mentioned staying. They're just taking sort of a glimmer of hope from that.
Oh, there's an interesting quote from Laura Koonsberg.
Yeah.
The departure of the Brexit secretary might just be the domino that causes everything else to fall.
So that's the Tory party imploding again. Good riddance.
I just don't want Jeremy as PM. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. They can't survive a vote with no confidence, can they? Because the
DUP.
Yeah,
well, she said to vote against this. So she was on the telly this morning. Forgotten her name now. The woman that caused all the problems about energy.
Right, and Kelly's joined us and saying we'll have to watch the replay at 5 a.m. Kim in Canada. You missed 3/4 of the show. Yeah, okay, Kelly. This is the Blabbing for Britain Brexit special as our Prime Minister tries to lead her cabinet and her government throughout the day, and it's going to be an interesting day. This is
Brexit special. It's the British European Suicide Watch program.
The closest I can think of this is, do you remember, was it Black Tuesday?
Norman
Lamont and Co. Yeah, because interest rates went up by about, was it about 10% in the day?
Went up to 16%, but then they were cancelled the same day.
Yeah, I was in London at the time.
And we just came out the thing, didn't we?
The RM?
Yeah. Called. My brain doesn't want to work that far back.
I was walking around with this guy, God knows who he was. And, you get off at a station, a tube station, go to a meeting, come away, and, interest rates have gone up 10% in the last half hour. That's helpful. Because in those days, you used to get mortgage.
Paying mortgage at 15.9%.
Yeah, I had one. My first one was around about that.
Yeah.
But we got mortgage interest relief, John, remember?
Yeah, it was great. I don't care anymore. I haven't got a mortgage now, so.
Well, pity those of us who still do. Because, mind you, everything's just, I could use a word there, but I won't. Everything's just, I've
only recently come to the point. It's only 2 months since I made the final payment on my mortgage. But
did it feel nice?
It really feels great. And I tell you, the best thing took about 6 weeks to happen after I'd made the final payment. Was when there was a postman knocked on the front door and said, "Would I sign for this parcel?" Which was a giant big envelope, and it had every communication between me and the Halifax going. Well, some of it was with the Leeds Permanent because Halifax took the Leeds over, going back to when I bought my first house at the age of 23.
Right.
And then inside that was the deeds.
Yeah, it's amazing. I guess it's going to be an amazing feeling. It's nice when you pay a loan off, but when you pay your mortgage off. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, my plan is, I've still got one outstanding loan, but it's not a huge amount of money, and it's at an unbelievably low rate. So I'm not panicking about that. But my plan is to try and get myself debt-free as soon as possible. My biggest problem is, of course, with Alice's wedding coming up on June the 8th next year. It's, Dad, can you pay for this bit? Dad, I haven't got enough money to pay the photographer's deposit. She's all right, though.
Nice, it's nice. Where's the boss gone?
Don't know.
Sorry,
weddings that frightened him off.
What's happening football-wise? You're not a Vale fan, are you? A Vale fan.
No, we're treading water. Downwards at the moment.
How are Burnley doing, Stephen?
Burnley are treading water. We need a win or two.
Where are you in the league?
We're in the bottom half.
So I'm 15th or something like that.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. We're not 7th, so I won't be mentioning it as often as I did last season. For a little while.
You're welcome.
Either of us.
Right.
Whatever happens, your team is still many places above either of us.
Yes, that's very, very true. And I don't see it changing.
Go Clarets, go Clarets. I think we'll stay up. That's the main thing. I mean, remember Leicester when they won the following season? They didn't win.
Following season, they sacked the Miracle Man, who's now at Fulham, we discussed earlier.
We did, Mr. Ranieri.
But it's not. What did you say? Go Clarets. It's not Claret as it is Benedictine where you guys live.
That's a tradition brought back from France many years ago, and they do drink a Benny in Burnley. It has to be said.
There's a what's the word I'm looking at? BBC TV program about it.
Yeah, I didn't see the program, but I know that we are. Well, probably the best the biggest Benny drinkers in the UK.
More Benedictine than the rest of the country put together.
In a day. Yes, yeah. It's a tradition, I'm told. I haven't actually tried it, so I can't tell you what it tastes like.
And they put it with all sorts of things, you know. Anyway.
Benny and Black.
Well, we used to have lager and black round here, but I don't see any ladies drinking that anymore. Used to be.
No, the Babysham. Where's Babysham these days?
Lager and black, but not anymore.
Babysham and brandy.
Yeah.
Well, they all drink these Alco Pops now, don't they? My daughter does anyway. And Wicked WKD. Some bright blue thing.
I went to the, I don't know if I mentioned it, I went to the Stoke Beer Festival at the weekend and had a blast.
Was that a Titanic day?
Eh?
Was that a Titanic day?
It was, they were there, they were part of it, obviously.
Local beer, but never mind.
But we met a couple of guys from Derby and had a great afternoon's chat, which is exactly what you expect at a beer festival, isn't it? Sort of commenting on the beers. And it's the first time I've been to an Indian late on, so it was about 9:30, 10. And we sort of we had a start, and we said, you know what, I think we better get the main course to go because we just couldn't bloody face it. And that's been quite political about it, having spent time at the Titanic pub across from the Spode Halls, and then we went to the Titanic bod on Stoke Station. My God, I still love the beer, but I think we reached a limit, shall we say, but it was a great event to go to. Absolutely fantastic. So, and we joined camera because we at our age, we're getting to my age, we're
says the youngster, you know, at my age, the youngster.
When you're 25, you have to say these things. I've had a hard life. So yeah,
a campaign for real ale.
It's a brill thing.
Right, John, it's over to you.
Is it that time already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do not know what happened to the Scotsman. Maybe he's fell off the edge of the planet, or maybe he didn't discover that the planet is flat and fell off the edge of the planet. But we've missed his views on Europe.
Really have.
Pretty strong normally. Conservative Scotsman, you know, through and through blue. Break him in half and it says Conservatives.
Thatcher.
Thatcher milk snatcher. Yes. Well, those days are long away. And whatever you say, in her time, she was actually a very good leader. We all got richer, including the people like my dad who bought his council house because of Mrs. Thatcher. Or should I say, the 3 children got richer because Dad bought his council house from Mrs. Thatcher. Anyway, it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from, I don't know, is he up there? Is he over there? Is he down there? Is he sideways? Goodbye from Devizes, near Stonehenge, from Stephen, and from to the Stephen, who's not far from the Titanic Brewery.
Never far away.
And I've still got the aftertaste of last Saturday's booze.
On board.
So the last thing, of course, is goodbye to the waving palm trees of Stoke-on-Trent. Goodbye to the canals of Devizes, and goodbye to the sun actually shining in Solihull. So it's goodbye from us all. We'll see you next week for 153. Bye.
Bye. That is